woman, walking down the street, pretty woman, the kind I like to meet, pretty woman.
All right. Welcome to Steve Flicks. I'm Steve-O.
This is Rod.
This is episode 4, Pretty Woman. Of course, this is 1990s touchstone picture directed by Gary Marshall. Of course, starring the lovely Julia Roberts as Vivian and the very handsome Richard Gere as Edward, the billionaire, I guess. The background of the story is kind of a fish out of water. Young prostitute ends up with this handsome, charming billionaire business guy in Beverly Hills, and they basically win each other over in my perspective. But what do you think, Steve-O?
Yes. And of course, with the additional cast members, which is I was surprised to see Jason Alexander from Seinfeld fame as the attorney, which his name was Phil, I believe, and actor Hector Alexander, who plays the manager. Always does a great job. I always enjoy seeing him in any movie I've seen. He's a great actor. He's on it. But yeah, that's basically the premise of the movie. In my opinion, I saw this movie years ago. It's been years, so I couldn't remember the premise of it. Basically, what I thought was basically this billionaire tycoon, handsome dude, looking to get his rocks off, looking for a good time, gets this prostitute, picks her up, they fall in love, and I'm like, really, how are they gonna sell this as a love movie? Basically, this dude's horny, looking for a good night, picks up this bimbo, and here we go. She's she takes his money and his heart.
No, and you're spot on, man. I'm glad I went back and rewatched this movie because the way I remembered it was very similar to what you remembered. A twisted love story about some guy who's just, hot and horny and picks up some chick and completely trusts her. So, no, but, it's funny because only Hollywood could create, a story like this and have so many fans. But, as far as there's additional actors and characters that really make this movie what it is. So I'll start off with the main character. So Vivian, she's like a happy-go-lucky, I don't know how old she's supposed to be, mid-20s maybe. What's funny is her friend Kit, sells her on being a prostitute, all the pluses. Like, what the hell? Okay. I guess they have a good medical dental plan, right? 401k. I don't know, man, but she sells her. Yeah, why don't you, put your life at risk? You can get some STDs, HIV. It's such a great. You get to see the city. I don't know how she sold it,
but that was it to the backseat of luxurious cars.
I know, one of the most riskiest jobs of all time. Like you said, man, kidnapped, murdered, addicted to drugs, but I mean, disease.
Hey, but she's essential business, bro.
Right, but no, she her friend Kit sells her on it. She goes, okay, I'll do it, whatever. And then so one of the problems I saw in the storyline was Vivian tells Richard Gere's character Edward later on that she has familiars or whatever. She has the her common Johns or whatever that she has, but then there was, from what I understood, that she was brand new to the whole thing, and he was the first one. I don't know. Did you get that?
Yeah, I feel like they tried to say that, but I was like, no, this been been around the block. I'm just like, I think it's hilarious, right? Slut, prostitute, the most loving, humble, kind-hearted, like prostitute I've ever known. Fucking spunky, adorable, right?
I'll put it this way, man. strippers, prostitutes, man, you know, they have like problems. I mean, there's always the stripper myth, as Chris Rock once put it, right, where it's like they're saving up for college or whatever the hell, right? Which is bullshit, right? They love the lifestyle of it's fast. There's drugs. There's sex, of course, and rock and roll. I mean, it's the same thing with the prostitution stuff, but that's even a step further. I mean, they're literally selling their bodies and their mouths for dirt cheap, man. I mean, she was $100 a day or whatever, $100, yeah, per day. You know, it wasn't even an escort. An escort would have a service hotline, madam, or whatever to run all that stuff. I mean, she was a prostitute without a pimp on the streets, and she looked like a shitty prostitute, bro, with the wig and everything. I thought she was.
I hated that wig, bro. I hated it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Like if I was Richard Gere, man,
Terrible.
I'd wait for that shit, and then like the next morning, and I see her, I'm like, bitch, why did you take that shit off when I paid for your ass? You know, like I'm over here bitching about $100. I see you with that beautiful, luxurious red hair. I'm like, oh, okay, I think I got my money's worth now because that fucking wig. He wasn't making love to her the right way, or I should say love. She's probably right off the back. This ain't PG rated. He didn't fuck her properly, bro, because if it looked like he barely fucking saw that she had luxurious red, beautiful hair, like he like looks at her like, you know, okay, motherfucker, you didn't give her a good time because you mean to tell me that wig was on the whole time he was having sex with her. He wasn't doing it right, bro. But I guess that scene in the car, she says it herself, you know, when she grabs the stick, she's all, well, not as stiff, but I guess I'll work with it, or says something like that. And he's like, okay, bitch. Like, me and my head, bro, fucking, you did that to me. I'm like, you're already talking shit about me. I don't know, $100 is already steep with that wig. So you're already having little comments about the fucking John? Like, okay, bitch, hold on.
Yeah, and you know, rewatching it, I was refreshed. I like how they played it off. He didn't know how to drive stick shift, ended up right there on her corner, and then she thought, you know, he was stopping for business or whatever. And then what was dumb was she obviously gets in the car, and then he trusts her so much he lets her drive it. I don't know.
Yeah, no. Well, again, also, it wasn't even his car. It was his attorney's car, you know, Jason Alexander's character. But I knew damn well if it was my car, bitch, you better fucking sit your ass on the side. Like, but that's not so hilarious. Like, Julia Roberts, she's a sweetheart, right? Hollywood sweetheart. But I don't know. I'm familiar with her work. I know she's done a movie called Steel Magnolias back in the 80s. So she was already, you know, she wasn't up and coming. She just had already was. I guess this was probably like her second movie that put her out there, right? But you know, I just think it's hilarious. She's the most loving, spunky prostitute, right? And but she knows all this knowledge about cars, like that car she was driving and stuff like that. And you know, but I mean, going to that, I'm glad. Like when I saw it, I was revisiting it. Finally, I was like, oh, okay, this is gonna make sense. He wasn't looking for a good time out. You know, he's looking to like, you know, just take the car, get away, whatever. And he runs into her. You know, and I thought it was a little cute. You know, she's like, it's going to cost you. And he's like, kind of like, oh, yeah, like for direct, right?
Yeah.
And he takes her in the car. He doesn't know how to drive shit. He lets her drive. Oh, okay, that's cool. You know, I'm glad it wasn't what I remembered, that he's looking for a hot night out and then falls in love.
And I don't know. To me, I really don't want to get stuck on it, but I can't help but get stuck on the fact that he trusts this complete stranger streetwalker. You know, you don't know. She might have a disease or whatever, but he trusts her with this Lotus, $100,000 car, and he trusts her with this car. Man, I don't know, man. So I didn't like that fact, but okay, you know, it makes it work, right? He doesn't know how to drive the car, and he needs directions. He's like, you might as well drive me. So they make it work, and then he's about to go into his hotel, and then she's just sitting there by the bus, and then that's when he's like, licking his lips. That's when the man comes out of him or whatever. Might as well get some or whatever. But
you already paid $100, right? So might as well.
Yeah. So they go into his room, and she's trying to embarrass him. You know, that she's a prostitute, and you know she doesn't belong, and people are giving her weird looks. Now here's the other thing. Before we get more into the movie, remember she's at work. That's her business. Now when I know it's a different kind of business, but when you're at work, you know, you're a little bit more professional and you're a little bit more clean cut. I think that goes for anybody, anywhere, any profession. Now, when you're around your friends and family, you're a little bit more relaxed and comfortable. And I think the real version of each person comes out. I always thought she was reversed
Mm.
because she was like a dumb, broad, relaxed bimbo goofball with this dude,
Hmm.
and she was not very professional. Whereas when she was with Kit, her friend, she was very like clean cut, professional sweetheart.
Yeah, what are you doing, bug? Busting the rent on drugs again? Like she's like the grown up
Yeah,
of the fucking crew, fucking
yeah.
no
Because when you
pimp involved. Like, I mean,
uh-huh. When you first meet this character, Vivian Julia Roberts, she's like a happy, like I said, happy-go-lucky, and the way she talks to him, she's like a goofball, And I think it's part of selling her that she's a fish out of water. But at the same time, I don't see that that's realistic that she would be that clumsy, goofy. I don't know, just unprofessional. I mean, this dude's always obviously got money. He's got a freaking Lotus.
I know.
I mean, she should be putting on Academy Award winning show for this dude to get more money out of this dude. But she's a goofball, and to me, I would have got annoyed. I mean, I would have been like, I could find somebody better, someone without disease. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he invites her in. Now, here's the connection, though. This dude, obviously, you can tell Edward. He's lost in a world of business. Even his attorney, right? Jason Alexander, Philip Stuckey,
Right.
and everybody, even Hector Elizondo, right? He played the hotel manager, Barney Thompson.
Barney. Yep.
Uh-huh. Everybody likes Richard Gere, right? His character Edward. But it's always business with everybody around him. Now he meets this, happy-go-lucky girl who seems real. She's not lying. She's not trying to sell him on anything. She's like the first real person that he's around in his crazy ass life. That's not trying to kiss his ass, take his money, and I think he sees that and he wants to know her a little bit more. She intrigues him. And so I think that's part of why he doesn't really rush into sex. He's just kind of just more wanting the company.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Right. And I also got the loner vibe from him. Like, he's always about business, stuff like that. But he just, like, I feel like he was desperate for companionship. Like, not just a girlfriend or whatever, or fiance, but like a friend. Like, obviously, we didn't even meet his woman he was with. But we get the breakup call, right? And he's on the phone. Richard Gere, tremendous actor, man. Handsome heartthrob. He's a great actor. I've seen him in a ton of work, too. He kind of gets typecasted. I can't remember. I think this was the one that typecasted him as, like, the romantic lead or whatever. I could be wrong, like I said.
There's Officer and Gentleman that he made too.
Oh, that was a great one. Yeah, hopefully we do that one day. I got a lot to say about that one. But yes, but he's a tremendous actor, well established. I really like the chemistry between him and Vivian, their characters. Julie Roberts' character. I was surprised. Like I said, I haven't seen this movie in years. I got to sit down and see it, and it could be debatable on the way they went with it, but obviously it worked because it's a classic. Prostitute, right? She's a prostitute. This guy's a businessman. It makes it work, right? It's a love story, which I think is what was a unique take on it. Because honestly, if they would have taken out that she was a prostitute, he just like take away the prostitute stuff. He met her on the street, whatever. Fucking she was a lady walking by, whatever. It was just been a very cliche, classic, whatever love story. But I like that they tried to do something different with adding her as a prostitute. I think they did it was a unique job they did with that. And like I said, I go to their chemistry, like great chemistry. But I go back to Richard Gere. I got that vibe from him. I don't know if you did, to where like he has nobody really, and like I honestly think if it wasn't this lady he met, Vivian, it could have been some other bitch. And he would have fell for her. I mean, it's just anybody. She just happened to be the one that he asked for directions. It could have been any fucking person.
Right. And you said it best, dude. Anybody's who I don't know, man. Remember, it starts off with the sex scene. The very first starts out with a blowjob. Now, I don't want to get all raunchy and stuff into it, but if this dude got a real blowjob, bro, he would have figured out that was a wig. You know what I mean? But not only did he get the BJ, and then he obviously they had sex. Then he realizes afterwards that it was a wig. I don't know. I agree with what you were saying earlier, but now with Vivian, she mentions later on that she struggled. She's always been a magnet for bums or whatever, the bad guys, and so that's I think what attracts her to this dude. He's been rolling out the red carpet for her. It's to me pity, man. He feels sorry for her. He wants to help her. With so many things, but anyways, some of the other characters. So in my opinion, Jason Alexander's character, Phil Stuckey, the attorney, I think he's the villain of the movie because he likes the fact that his buddy Richard Gere Edward is lonely. He likes that he's lonely. He likes that he's miserable because when he's lonely and miserable, it makes him a better businessman. And he's ruthless. He goes out buying businesses, and that attorney guy, he's obviously the owner of the Lotus, so he likes that money, right? That percentage of the money from these deals coming in. So he loves that. He wants to get more rich, right? More luxurious, whatever. So he's the villain because he almost wants to sabotage that relationship, so he's miserable.
Right, he's jealous of her already. Just the fact that he's used to this guy being by himself. Well, whoa, he's got somebody that's in his life now, and he's not in it for the right reasons. He's in it for profit because this guy's like a billionaire? Am I mistaken? Right? Not a billionaire. He's a billionaire, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that, right? But I mean, it's not about friendship; it's about money. So yeah, that's funny you said that. He is the antagonist of the film, And of course, Jason Alexander, everyone knows he's Seinfeld fame, but I mean, I look past him with that, man. He's a great actor, man. I hate that he got typecast as, Seinfeld. He did a tremendous job, but I wish he would came on a lot more movies. He's a great actor, man. Like, I literally, felt a little intimidated just by his ugly, disgusting, demeanor towards Julia Roberts' character, Vivian. Just ugly the way he treated her. Like, just because she's a prostitute, he treats her like less than human, less than a fucking animal. Like it really bothered me, man. He was really dark portrayal, in my opinion, on the scenes that they showed him with him and her. Like, I was even shocked he put his hands on her. I didn't remember that. I was like, what the hell?
Rubbing her.
And I was like, I hope to God he gets his ass knocked out or whatever hit. I'm glad Richard Gere went in there and boom. Not to jump too far to the end. I'm just talking about his performance. Jason Alexander, great job, man. Great job with his slimy, disgusting fucking dude. How he labels women in general. I feel like even if she wasn't a prostitute, just a disgusting character in general, man. I downright hated the fucker, man.
Yeah, but what sells into it is she is a streetwalker though. This character reminds us that she is a prostitute. We get lost in this love story, of romance, and we forget that that is her job. And I think that's the beauty of his character, right? The genius is that he keeps reminding, wait a minute, why won't she sleep with him? This relationship with Richard Gere is only 1 week long, and then when he's gone, who's to say, I think even at one point, he goes, why don't we get together later on? And I know she was a little sarcastic, but she says, yeah, why not? Or something like that. So,
yeah,
I mean, obviously it's her life, her body, and she doesn't have to, but I mean, she is a prostitute and there's no marriage proposals with Richard Gere. They're not even in love at that point, I guess, but no, very true. And then, we mentioned Barney Thompson, the hotel manager, Hector Elizondo. Love his character, man. He's a humanitarian. He loves the fact that well, not loves, but he really likes Julia Roberts' character and sees her as a human being and helps her. And I think that was a touching scene. I think he's more of a friend than Kit, who got her into prostitution. And
exactly.
And before I forget, is the ugliest fucking prostitute I've ever seen in my life, dude. Looking. And anyway, like I said, this dude, hotel manager Barney Thompson, I think he's more of a friend for her than anybody. And I think that's great. What do you think about him?
Yes, I think he's great. And I'm trying to take off my goggles on how much I respect the actor Hector Alexander. I've seen him in a ton of work, man, countless things. But his character, like you said, like he just shows like how you say, like, I don't know if it's pity or like he's just a sweet guy in general. He tries, he helps her out, he guides her, he
Mhm.
goes out of his way to help her out, and it's not outlandish to where oh, this is bullshit love story, blah blah blah. Like it feels genuine to me. I guess it comes into the acting, like his chemistry as well with her. Their type, even though he don't have a lot of screen time, but he is a main character.
Mhm.
Ironically, what I didn't like is how but this is Richard Gere's character, Edward. Everything's about business. But like I feel like out of everybody, fucking Hector Alexander's character, fucking he kind of like blows him off too. Like, give him like fucking 5 minutes and that's it. I'm too busy. Like, I kind of feel
Mhm.
like Hector Alexander's character, the manager, was kind of like kind of like the mentor towards Vivian. Julia Roberts' character, and I thought he
Yeah.
did his job. I love their chemistry as well. He was there for her. That was nice to see.
Yeah, that was good that you mentioned that he was like a mentor. He was like that transition point from her being a streetwalker, literally white trash, to that next level. Taught her how to eat and or whatever, right? All the little things, and so no,
Mm-hmm.
very true. Um, as far as the story, obviously we already mentioned it's a fish out of water, right? You would agree with that, right? Fish out of
Yeah.
water, right. And that's what makes it cute and adorable story.
Mm-hmm.
On top of the romance, I think of this story in two other ways too. I think of it as Cinderella day one. So
Mm-hmm.
remember, we've seen the Cinderella story, right? The pumpkin and all this other crap. And I don't want to get all too mushy on this, but um, Cinderella always ends where they put the glass slipper on or whatever, and then that's basically it, right? Oh, they get married. To me, this movie, Pretty Woman, is like day one of Cinderella, right? And this dude says, "All right, here's your credit card. Go have fun." And I think any woman would love that, right? They got a handsome, charming, super rich professional guy, and they get to go shopping, and they live the luxurious life, and she doesn't have to have a job. No. But
Yeah.
uh, the and then the other thing is, to me, it's kind of like a Beauty and the Beast story too.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, the Beast actually is, of course, Richard Gere.
Right.
And here's how I think this, because um, in Beauty and the Beast, it was like a oddball romance, right? Even though it seems like maybe the hooker should be the Beast. No, she's the one that teaches the Beast, or Richard Gere in this case, how to be romantic, right? I mean, yeah, he's the one with the money and everything, but he's so caught up in stress, pressure, business deals, all this stuff. But he teaches, or she teaches him how to kind of calm down and relax and turn off that beast mode, right? Remember you were saying even the way he was dealing with the hotel manager,
Mm-hmm.
he was such a he could be a shark too, man. You could see it in his eyes. Like, he was a hard ass, and he even says it to Julia Roberts many times. This is business. This is business between them. So
Mm-hmm.
she teaches him to kind of calm down, just like Belle did. I don't sound all cheesy or whatever, but Belle did with the Beast, and,
Yeah.
and and teaching him how to just kind of let his guard down and be romanced himself. Right? Remember, they needed each other.
Yep.
Uh, so I thought of that. Now, the one flaw that I didn't like, right? So check this out. This is the businessman in me. So she says she's worth $100 a day, right? Right or wrong?
Yeah, she says that.
Okay. So they work out that first day, no problem. Then he comes back. She's in that bathtub, and he says, "How about I get you for the rest of the week?" And there's 6 days left in the week. And like I said, I'm not trying to sound like a nerd here, but $100 per hour for 6 days equivalates to $14,400.
Yes.
This high school dropout, remember, she admits she got out in 11th grade. This dropout makes the deal for $3,000. Cheapest prostitute I've ever seen in my life, dude. Oh my god! Not even half, right? Like 7,200. Nope. Freaking $3,000. And he even says, I would have got you for $4,000, whatever. But, anyways, so I just wanted to point that out. What do you think, bro?
Yeah, yeah. That's how I was trying to do the math. I was like, she said an hour. It wasn't a day, 100 a day. It was an hour, right?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, she was all excited about that $3,000. I mean, he started low already. What was he saying? Fucking what did he say? $4,000, right, or something? I can't
Uh,
remember.
no, I think he started out. Well, she said. Yeah, and that reminds me. There was a scene where she's like, "You can't afford me." When they first did the first deal, she goes, "You can't afford it." I was like, "What? Why was she even saying that?" She was like, $300. I thought she was just saying, $1,000 or something, but she said 300. That was the original meeting for that one
Right.
night. She goes, "How about for the rest of the night?" And then she said, "You can't afford it." I was like, oh, "Try him."
I'm
He's
like,
driving
try
me
me,
notice.
bitch.
300. Who can afford that? We'll get stimulus check.
Looking for
Oh,
$200. Here we go. She's like all
so,
excited about it, right? About that $3,000. $3,000
mhm.
goes underwater. I'm like,
Yeah, she's kicking her feet in the water and stuff.
yeah.
No, yeah, but in that scene, I think he starts out with like for $2,000 or something, and
Oh,
then
okay.
he says 4,000. They meet in the middle, whatever. So
Right.
terrible. And then she admits, she goes, I would have took 2,000. He's like, I would have given you 4,000. Yeah. Um. So no. Overall the story's pretty good, and like I said, they do rescue. That's the key word. Rescue each other. It's
Yeah.
romantic. I did like the scene where she gets kicked out of the one store, and then she goes back for vengeance. She's like, "Look at all that And the thing is, it's funny. I mean, she dressed really nice, but the thing is, to me, she dressed like an old lady. I don't know. It wasn't that hot.
Old rich lady.
I don't know. I didn't get that, but maybe a female's perspective would have been like, "Oh, she was so gorgeous."
Mm-hmm.
Um, anyway, so the movie breakdown. So of course, this guy Edward, he ends up changing his deal with that one company that they were trying to basically take over, and he ends up saying, "You know what? I don't want to take your business. I want to help your business."
Right.
And so obviously that's kind of like inside of how she helped Edward, and now he's a humanitarian and he wants to help. Jason Alexander ends up trying to literally rape freaking Julia Roberts.
That was crazy. Like, I'm not even gonna pay for it, bitch. I'm just gonna go
Married
for it.
man.
Yeah, it married man to a great actress too. I seen her Problem Child, Amy Yazbek. Uh, yeah, she was great.
And and then of course Richard Gere, he saves her, throws the guy out, and basically out of his life. That's it for them too. They're never gonna work again. So that's I guess good. Um, so and then they end up, I guess, parting ways after that week is done.
Right.
And anyways, I mean, what do you think?
I was gonna say to add to the one you brought up earlier, where she goes into the store. Remember, they're like, "No, this ain't for you. This ain't for those stupid white trash bitches, rich, high class Beverly Hills." Right. Well, I bring that one up because she comes back later. Right, gets her little revenge and whatever. Right, how she goes in there. Well, anyway, have you seen the movie Selena, the one with Jennifer Lopez?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think everybody has, right? Now I might get some Selena lovers hate on me, but I called it out right then and there when I saw this movie. Obviously, this movie came out before, it was 1990. So 1995, I believe, was the 96. Selena came out. Jennifer Lopez. She had an exact same scene almost, where they want to help her out to buy stuff because she was Latina, whatever. They're white bitch Beverly Hill racist, right? Then they see her later, they're like, "Who's that? That's Selena." "Oh, we don't want the dress," and like, it's a high five girl, all this bullshit. I was like, that fucking Selena stole the scene from fucking Pretty Woman. You can't tell me that happened in Selena's life. Maybe it did. I don't know. I mean, but I mean, to me, it felt like a complete ripoff on Selena, the movie's part, not Pretty Woman. They stole it right from Pretty Woman. It bothered me. I was like, what the fuck? This happened to fucking Vivian, not fucking Selena. Well, get the fuck out of here. And I was like, whatever. They're trying to, whatever. I don't want to get too much Selena, but I mean, I just brought that up because they
Yeah,
reminded me right
that's good
away.
comparison.
I was like, this bitch and
Okay.
whatever. But yeah, but I had to bring that up. And then Richard Gere, I know his business type came off pretty rude at times. I mean, like, but that was his character, right? He had this one scene that made my heart drop, where like the comment that he tells Vivian, he goes, and I wrote it down here. He goes, basically what he tells her is, well, we got that in common. We both screw people for money. And then she kind of blows it off a little bit. Oh, yeah, boy, yeah, you got a point. Maybe let's go have a bathtub. Let me rub your breasts, with soap. And I was like, I mean, yeah, she's a prostitute, but at the same time, I was like, damn, you're kind of taking it out on her, bro. Like, that's pretty low blow, but it just kind of went over her head. That's why it bothered me when she let that go, right? But then I think later on, she gets so mad when fucking she finds out Jason Alexander found out she's a prostitute. Why'd you tell, bro? She's like so mad, like upset, like, wife or spouse, whatever, girlfriend, and like ready to go. I'm like, but you didn't get pissed off earlier by that fucking comment, and you're shocked that he fucking said that. I don't know. It was, I mean, not too much to gripe about it. It's just to say how much of a jerk he was, but at the same time, he I guess he didn't mean to come off that way. That's just his persona. That could be why he's alone. He's always busy. He's just raised like that, I guess, or whatever, built into that, being a businessman and all. But I was like, man, he kind of hit below the belt here and there, and she let it slide.
One thing that I want to bring out, and hopefully I don't offend anybody on this one, but Hollywood does this little trickery on this thing. They want women viewers, fans to compare themselves and put themselves in Julia Roberts' shoes. So they're basically tricking fans that you could be that hooker, that prostitute, or whatever, right? And the symbolism on there is that this hooker, this prostitute, is the common woman, right? But what the thing is like, don't miss out on the point that Edward, he's looking for a trophy wife. He's looking for a dumb trophy wife in my book. And here's why: because she's an 11th grade dropout. She doesn't think for herself. You reminded me, he's saying we both screw people for a living, goes right over her head. He can say whatever the fuck he wants. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. She's going to stay at home. She's going to make babies or before babies, maybe they're just going out. She looks good in a dress, blah, 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 right? And so the thing is, and I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be fucking honest on this one. If you're a guy like Richard Gere, highly educated, very well financed, you are not looking for a dumb broad. You're not looking for an uneducated woman. You're looking for a life partner, someone who has those same things in common as you. Now, it doesn't have to be money, doesn't have to be business, but as far as ambitions, goals, a woman that has the same motivations in life, and she, to me, does not compare to this character, Richard Gere. And like I said, by no means am I saying he's the greatest character in the movie. What I'm saying is they don't match. I don't think they're ever going to get married. I don't think they're going to be. I think she's just the flavor of the week, to be honest. Maybe a year, maybe 5 years. He's going to get bored of her because she's such an airhead, man. She's an airhead. No education. Now you can flip it and say, what if he buys her an education, sends her to school, makes her, But like I said, I know I'm going way above and beyond. Hopefully I'm not offending anybody, but I just don't want, women or fans to miss the point that, Hollywood's trying to spin off that this hooker, streetwalker, is the common woman. Absolutely not. I mean, right. The common woman at least has a high school diploma. She's not a fucking high school dropout, and would never even think once about being a fucking prostitute or a stripper, So, anyways, I just throw that out there. I didn't like that fact. Great love story, cute, adorable, but I honestly, if I was Edward, I'd get so bored of her because she's a freaking airhead. She's probably going to agree with everything he says, every joke that he has. I don't know. I by no means am I an Edward, but I just feel that personally, I would not. I mean, obviously, I would never even talk to a stripper or a prostitute or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he ends up with this, and here's another thing I got to get off my chest. It's so far-fetched. So he lands not only basically Julia Roberts looks like a supermodel in that movie.
Oh, most definitely. No way street trash hooker looks. I mean, beautiful, gorgeous, not
right. And you know, he was like married with Cindy Crawford at that time in real life.
Oh, that's right. I forgot
Yeah,
about
so you're talking supermodel looking, tall, skinny, nice body, the long wavy hair. I mean, they're very similar in appearance. And dude, that is like one in a million. Now, here's the thing: if she was a stripper, or excuse me, I keep saying stripper, but if she was a street walking prostitute, and another dude, random John, before Edward, before Richard Gere came across, I'm sure that they would be proposing too. I'll give you everything you want in life. I'll give you this hotel room. I'll give you, let's go shopping, right? Sugar daddy or whatever. So I don't know. It's just I'm overthinking it, but at the same time, I just got to get that off my chest with this movie. What do you think?
Right. No, I totally agree. I know where you're coming from, and I've never been a prostitute or anything like that, but I would assume, I mean, from what I've seen, like especially when you drive by South Preston Street here in San Antonio, I mean, they're not gonna be lovey-dovey, bubbling like, oh hey,
Yeah.
drive your car for you, show you directions. They're gonna, hey,
Disease free.
Yeah, exactly. They stick 'em up, fool. I mean, I mean, just they're not gonna look supermodel material. I mean,
Yeah. They're gonna have some kind of disease. They're gonna have tracks on their arms. I mean, you don't get into that lifestyle, and remain top notch, full healthy. Oh, I go to a Gold's Gym in the morning. I work out, and I eat healthy, and then I go out and I walk the streets as a prostitute. I take care of myself. Oh, come on, man! Like, too far fetched, but. Anyways, a very romantic, like I said, Fish Out of Water / Cinderella Day 1 / Beauty and the Beast. So we've talked about the story, we've talked about the characters, the acting is pretty good. Everything is just flows very smoothly. The cinematography or picture is very good, very nice picture, and the soundtrack, of course, the music, right? Roy Orbison's "Pretty Woman's" in there. They have some. I actually like the song. I can't remember who did the opening song, but I like.
Yeah, that was a good song, and I was shocked it wasn't "Pretty Woman." I thought it was gonna come on a lot sooner, and I kept thinking about it. Where's "Pretty Woman" at? I know it's in there, but no, that song I can't remember. But it was a good beat. It was a good song. I can't remember who did it.
Right. So. Do you have anything else to add? What about news updates? I don't think there's any news or updates or future of this thing. I mean, this was made 21 years ago.
Yeah, it was released in 1990. I could bring up something I like, a little bit of trivia, and I guess everyone that's a huge fan of Pretty Woman would agree this was a classic scene. Remember the part where like she's coming out in that red dress? She comes out and he has like, what was it, jewelry or something for her to wear, the necklace?
Yeah, he rented some jewelry.
Right. So she's gonna get it. Yep. Clip, and she's like, "Woo!" Okay, so of course that was supposed to be a gag reel. They're gonna do it on purpose, and I read about it last night, and they said that basically Julia Roberts, she was 23 years old at the time. They said she would go out at night, party, she'd come in, do her thing, whatever. So that director Gary Marshall got Richard Gere and was like, "Hey, she's been out partying, man. Let's mess with her, wake her ass up, right? Because she was all sleepy, whatever." So she came in to do her shit, and they were just going to do it on purpose and add it to the gag reel of the movie. They were going to have a gag reel, whatever. And he ended up coming to her. She did it, and when she got it, poop, he snapped her, and it freaked her out. Well, that was a genuine scene. They ended up keeping it in the movie instead of putting it in the gag reel. So I thought that was cool. They left that in.
Awesome. That's really cool tidbit there. So for Steve-O's winners and losers, my winner is the story. It is a good story. I mean, once again, I'm glad this was one of the recommendations that we got from one of our followers, subscribers. It was like I said, it was great to watch. So good story. One of the winners that I have in this is Barney Thompson, hotel manager, humanitarian. Yes. He was a great guy. I like that. And George Costanza there, Jason Alexander's sleazy. I think the real George Costanza, man, the character George Costanza, I think he would be like a rapist style too, man, like Phil Stuckey. No. Anyways, no, I think he did great. But like I said, great acting from everybody. Julia Roberts and Richard Gere. The story's great. and of course the music. It's a touching movie. So a lot of winners. Losers, I would say, is um, how Hollywood tries to sell the movie as a romance. Like I said, I still don't buy it, but it works. It's a good movie. And so instead of going with skulls, I think I'm gonna switch it to, like, let's say roses, man. From 1 to 10 roses, I would give this. I'd give this 8 or 9 roses, man. It's actually pretty good, chick flick, rom com or whatever. But super impressed, Steve.
Right, right. Great. That's a great. Totally agree. Let me see. For the good with me, as far as good and the bad. I mean, the good, of course, Hector Alexander's character, Barney, the manager, great guy, great vibes, man. I love that he took her in, like, basically as a mentor. You know, he went out of his way to help her out. Like I said, it didn't go overboard to where, like, oh, this is bullshit, Hollywood bullshit. But it was nice. You could tell he was a nice guy. You know, he's good. I love that he helped her out. The bad is, like, yeah, they tried to play a little bit that she's, like, I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I give it this back to the good. It was a unique take on it that she's a prostitute, whatever. But at the same time, I didn't buy it as well. I mean, to be honest, like I said, real life prostitutes, they're out to cut your throat. Not that I dealt with them. I'm just saying, like, from what I've heard in the news reports, whatever. They're drug addicted. You know, there's even one point in the movie Richard Gere's ready to kick her ass out because he thought she was doing drugs, but she had the fucking, the dental floss, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the good Hector Elizondo's character, I do like that it is a fish out of water tale, and they ended up going, I guess working things out. Oh, this is also what I love. I brought up offline. I am so glad they didn't get married. I am so glad he didn't get a proposal to her. That would have ended it for me. My memory was that they got married at the end, or he proposed to her. I'm glad they didn't go that far, because I wouldn't buy that he would propose to her or marry to her. I buy that he fell in love with her, but I'm still questioning, did he fall in love with her because it's genuine, or did he fall in love with the company? Who's to say, like you said, a couple years down the line, some other girl comes that swoops him off his feet, and she's a business lady, she's got same type of goals as he. I mean, we don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I'm just glad they didn't get married. And I'm not saying it's not gonna ruin it and say that it's not a happy ending. I'm just saying I'm happy that it stayed there and it didn't get too cheesy. It'd get too cheesy for me if they would have gotten married. I guess I was thinking of my best friend's wedding or something, but I'm glad they didn't do that. I'm so glad. So the bad is I'm trying to think honestly what's really bad about it. The music I love. I noticed there wasn't a composer music like a Danny Elfman or something like that. They use like Pretty Woman, the other musical scores, which I thought was a good choice. I'm trying to think of the bad. I guess, like you said, I agree with you. Like, hopefully nobody gets the wrong idea on, like, you could be a prostitute and find this kind of love. I don't want any person with small track of mind, like that mind put, like somebody that's easily influenced about movies, to be like, oh, I'm having a hard time, let me go out and try to be a prostitute, maybe I'll meet a Richard Gere like that. No, do not do that, please. You will not find a Richard Gere, and if you did find somebody as handsome as that man, he's not gonna treat you to all this extravagant stuff. So that's the bad. I hope nobody ever gets the idea that this would be an option, because this is Hollywood bullshit. It does deserve the right. It is a classic. I love the chemistry, man. The chemistry between Richard Gere and Julia Roberts is head on. I am shocked that I enjoyed this movie, because I was a little bit tedious about, but I was so glad I enjoyed it as much as I did. And ironically, I'd come back and I'd revisit it again just to check it out for fun. It was a great one. And, I just wish they would have had a Seinfeld episode where it kind of went into it, where they're at the coffee shop and so check this out, Jerry. What? So I work with this guy Edward, and he's got this lady he's seen. I don't know what's up. I don't know what kind of lady is she. A prostitute. What? What do you mean prostitute? Yeah, prostitute. What's wrong with him? I don't know. Like, you know, like I just thought about that. Like he's bitching about fucking this deep body love. He's talking to Jerry, like in another scene about trying to find out who's getting his like his interest. Like, oh man. But I mean, Jason Alexander, great character, man. He's another good in this movie. He's a great actor, man, and I love that I had the feeling of him being slimy, like you little shit, you know, like. But he's a great actor, man. Hopefully. That sucks he got typecast. But anyway, I don't want to go ramble on and on. But I'll just basic line. It was a great movie. I enjoyed it, and I give it the same as you, about between 8 and 9 skulls. Or I'm gonna say skulls with a rose between its teeth. That's what you know. So,
cool.
Great watch.
Awesome. Just so in closing, great movie. If you guys haven't seen it, if you guys are too young, I don't know how old our subscribers are, but if they're too young. Younger than 31 years old, go back, check this movie out. This is one of the movies that, like you know, S-Rod mentioned was, you know, Selena was kind of stole from, and other movies have stolen from. I mean, all the cheesy rom-com movies that Julia Roberts makes later on in her career started out with this one movie. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. As far as our next episode 5, we haven't really picked yet, so stay tuned. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe, comment. We don't have any comments. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know what we need to fix. Let us know what we're doing good. Let us know if you like things as far as what's making you guys laugh, because we're having a great time. We're laughing our butts off here. Anyways, other than that, S-Rod, you got anything?
One last thing in closing. Pretty Woman 2. If they did make a sequel, where would you think it would go to work?
I'd bring back Phil Stuckey. His wife leaves him. Now he really is. Oh, man. No, I don't know, man. Because the thing is, man, even if they brought it back, what they would do is they would do a cookie cut thing. Hollywood always does it. They would do the cookie cut thing, and they could probably get away with it, dude, 31 years later. You know, and they'd bring back some other young person, and then I don't know. They probably screw it up, but I hope they don't make a part 2. I mean, it's a one and done, you know, but it's classic.
And that's not knocking the first movie at all. When I tell you 100%, I do not want a part 2. You're going to ruin part 1. Leave it alone. It's one of those movies, just leave it alone. There's no way in hell. What? 31 years later, fucking their child, Julia Roberts' kid, up and coming prostitute. Let me show you, Mia, how to do the ropes to find a man. Or like, it's reversed. Fucking, she's the high class prostitute, and it's the fucking bum dude with $5 in his pocket. She takes him in and fucking, you know, like, it would be so stupid to me, man. Like, just leave it alone. That's it. I don't even want to know if they got married. I don't know if they have kids. It ended perfect to me. Leave it there. That's it. Leave it alone, Hollywood, and do not make a remake or a reboot. You're fucking crazy.
All right. Awesome, bro. So in closing, subscribe, comment. Hope you like the show. Steve Flicks, S-Rod, Steve-O, out.
Out. Peace.
Bye.